There are many different stories. This is the true main story of Hellraiser, the one you call Pinhead. So, Pinhead was a very disturbed child, very disturbed human being. Yes, he was once human, very, very disturbed. Seen some horrible things in his lifetime. Things you couldn't imagine. He always felt special, but in a bad way. Like his destiny was just darkness. Just darkness. So, he tried to live his life as a happy human being. And he eventually heard that he was going to have a son. Firstborn son. But then some woman killed his firstborn son with a coat hanger. This was horrible, shocking news that destroyed the world of Pinhead. Made him feel so horrible, like there was nothing good in anything. He felt the worst pain any human being could go through. And that was only the beginning. He was close with his mother, and he felt he was starting to drift away from her. So, he began talking with her. She told him anything can be solved if you have faith in God. If you have faith in Jesus and God. So he placed his faith in God. But then he hated God because he gave his mother cancer. His mother died. And Hellraiser, as a human being, went through this evilness beyond imagination, something unimaginable. He thought he should just kill himself and end it all. But something told him there's something else there, something to look forward to, an upside, something. So he stayed. This only led to a life of torture, mental torture, physical torture, self-harm, horrible things. He began seeing things, horrible images in his mind. He began reading the Bible, reading holy books, stories of spirits, looking at the evilness of God, the punishments God puts on humans. He burned the Bible and threw all the books and went insane in his house one night. He began drawing, and he drew a sketch of the notorious Pinhead with the pins in his head. He saw this, and he thought it meant something. He thought this was something deep inside of him. He knew he needed this. So he literally pounded nails all over his head and began seeing an image in his head of the severed head of John the Baptist speaking in tongues. He began seeing this image over and over again until one day he burst into a church, bleeding to death from the nails in his skull. And he fell onto the ground. His face was beginning to morph into an evil blue dead Hellraiser face. He reached out to the cross of Jesus Christ, the huge image of a cross in front of him, and his eyes went dead as he reached. A priest went over and tried to help him, But when he saw the unholy image in the face of this being, he put a cross to his chest and backed away in fear. Hellraiser slammed on the ground and sent a wave of pure evilness that made all the statues of the Virgin Mary and such explode. The Bibles lit on fire, and all kinds of hell happened in this church. He was rushed to the hospital. They tried to save him, but it wasn't working. They pounded on his chest, trying to shock him back to life, trying to bring him back every chance they could. They tried, but a nurse went in to his room as he lied on the hospital bed. And when she walked over to him, he grabbed her throat and pulled her down, and she looked into his blue, dead eyes. No life. And he struggled, and the heart monitor thing went completely dead. No sign of life in this being any longer. And Hellraiser choked this woman until she died on her knees in front of his bed, in front of his deathbed.